Hello and welcome back to session 3. Now you've registered to vote. During this session, we will explore getting ready to vote and voter ID. Now you're registered to vote in UK elections, you need to make sure you are ready to vote. You need to decide how you're going to vote and what valid ID you are going to use. On the general election day, which is the 4th of July, you can vote in person at a polling station. This is the most common way to vote. Once registered to vote, a couple of weeks before the election, you will receive a card in the post which will tell you where your polling station will be and where you need to go to vote. Your polling station is usually very convenient and very close to where you live. It is often in community halls, primary schools, and is somewhere easily accessible. Your polling station will be open between 7 a.m. and 10 p.m. on the 4th of July. It has a long opening hours to encourage as many people as possible to turn out and vote at a time that suits them. You can also scan this QR code approximately 2 weeks before election day, the 4th of July, to find out where your polling station is. We will explore what to do inside a polling station in a future session. Voting by post. Some of your family members may vote by post. This became particularly popular during COVID. Many families often vote by post due to work commitments or holidays, or simply due to their busy lives, which makes it hard to find time to fit in to go to the polling station when it's open. You too can also register to vote by post. Once you've registered to vote, if you wish to vote by post in the upcoming general election, you can apply for a postal vote using this QR code. You need to make sure you apply by 5 p.m. on Wednesday the 19th of June. Once you've applied for the postal vote, a postal vote pack will be sent to you, and all you have to do is follow the instructions in the pack and post it back. You don't need to pay for a stamp. The postage is prepaid. Your vote will then be counted with all the others. You can also vote by proxy. This is where you ask someone you trust to vote on your behalf. This could be a parent or carer, sibling, or a close friend. The person you choose to trust with your vote is your proxy. You'd need to tell your friend, your proxy, who you'd like to vote for, and they would need to go to the polling station for you. You need to ensure you choose someone that you completely trust, as your voting choice may be different from their own views. You can apply for a proxy vote using this QR code. If you choose to vote by proxy in the general election, you need to ensure you've applied by 5 p.m. on Wednesday the 26th of June. When applying, you normally have to give a good reason why you want someone to vote by proxy, why you want someone to vote on your behalf, such as being away on election day. Voter ID. This is the first time that voter ID is being used for UK general elections. Now, in order to vote in the UK general election, you need to bring photo ID to prove your identity. This gets checked against your name on the electoral register, and then you're allowed to vote. This is designed to stop voter fraud. Below are some of the accepted forms of voter ID. However, a full list of what is accepted is available if you click this link. The most common form of ID to use is a UK passport or driving licence. This can also be a provisional licence. If you do not have either of these though, you can use an identity card which has the PASS logo. You only need to show one form of photo ID, and it's important that it's an original version and not a photocopy, otherwise this will not be accepted. It's important to note that if your passport, for example, is out of date, that doesn't matter. As long as the photo looks like you, that's fine. As this is the first time that photo ID has been used, your friends and family might not fully be aware. So you might need to remind your friends and family to have their voter ID ready, because they won't be used to bringing some with them if they are seasoned voters. So you might be sitting there thinking, I don't have any voter ID. Well, the good news is that you can now apply for free voter ID. Once you've registered to vote, you can scan this QR code and apply for a Photo Voter Authority Certificate, which is an accepted form of ID at the polling station. The deadline to register for this in time for the general election is 5 p.m. on Wednesday the 26th of June. You can also apply for a free citizen card if you use the code DEMOCRACY at the checkout. The citizen card is an accepted form of ID because it contains the pass logo. It's recognised by retailers, police, and can be used online, and you can use the citizenship card as a backup ID. To apply, you need to ensure you are registered to vote first. There is usually a charge, but if you type in democracy at the checkout, it's completely free leading up to the general election. Now let's move on to key election dates. We hope you have already completed sessions 1 and 2 and you have registered to vote. If you are still encouraging friends, family and community members to register to vote, they have until the 18th of June at 1 minute to midnight to register. If, once you've registered to vote, you feel that the postal vote is most suited to you, you have until 5 p.m. on the 19th of June to apply. You have slightly longer if you decide to vote by proxy. You must apply by the 26th of June, again at 5 o'clock. This is also the deadline to apply for your free photo ID. And the most exciting day of it all, the general election day, which is Thursday the 4th of July. If you are physically going to vote, your polling station will be open all day from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. on this date. The results of the general election are usually announced the day after, the 5th of July, after all the votes are counted. Okay, time for a final discussion. What changes would you make to the voting system? Would you make voting online? Would you keep voter ID? What might be the positives and negatives of that? Thank you, and see you soon for session 4, where we will be looking at the role of the UK government.